5th of September, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Good morning to Lou.
Good
morning, everyone. Lou.
Okay, gentlemen, we're up to the Omer Rabbah, Hashaf, Matbea Shel Chavero. Where can this be found? This is the first word in the line is Betzarta HaKesef Biyodcha. About 15 lines down from the top of the page. A little bit more, just a little above the halfway mark on the page. And the page is 98. Sadi Ches Amid Aleph, 98A. And we go to Roy to start off the reading. Amar Rabbah.
Omar Rabbah and Rabbah said further, Ashif Metabea Shel Chavera Photo. One who effaces the image on a coin of his fellow is not liable to pay any damages. Nay ta'ama, what is the reason? Zaha lo avad v'lo midi. For he has done nothing at all. He has done no physical damage, says our scroll to the coin with regard to fundamental function. V'hone mile. However, this applies only to Machayeya, Bikur Nosa, Tarashia, where he beat it with a hammer and made it smooth like stone. Aval, Sheyefo, B'shufina, but where he filed it down with the file, he is liable. Oh, he could have, yeah. The powder would have gone off some of the metal. Surei Chasori Ria, for he diminished the amount of silver that is in it. Oh, there you are. And then goes on
To do his shaving with. It's too close of a shave. Whereas if he did it with a corsana, so then that's what is a corsana? Some type of a hammer? Corsana.
Yeah, my English says hammer.
Yeah, pat. Yeah, okay. So with like that, he's not able to do too much to the coin. Okay, so let's see. We have any Rashis over here? Hashaf.
Well, the Rashis are really not much, and they're just translating it into other languages. They're even harder. Old French and Rashi's harder
Hashaf.
than
We go.
Hashaf is just.
Who you want to read? Hashaf.
Hashaf is really rubbing it, but he says ashbriar, which is the laws in a foreign language. Shafachat et hatzora. He's rubbing the shafachat et hatzora. He's actually diminishing shaf Yeah, shaf is to rub. But he writes shafachat et hatzora, that he's lessening the form. Or you could see he's rubbing it.
Yes, Atsura. So isn't the tzura worth some kesef?
Sure.
Silver? It's made out of silver?
Once you rub things down, you're making less kesef, so it should make it less. What?
Hmm.
I would imagine that there might be some countries that the look of the coin is important too. Like here, if you beat the, if you could, beat 5 shekel smooth, you couldn't use it because the form is not that of a 5 shekel piece. It might have the same amount of metals in it, but its look would be wouldn't be the look of a 5 shekel coin, and you certainly couldn't put it into a machine or to take a trolley with it.
So, okay, good question. So what? So the Gemora says he's potter when he does this. He's potter. And the Gemara asks, why time, but why is it that he's potter? And the Gemara gives sort of like a funny answer. The halo of it below midi. What do you mean? He didn't do anything. He didn't do any damage. He didn't do any damage to this coin. Why didn't he do damage to the coin?
But that is damage, isn't it? If you define damage as changing the look of something.
Yeah, but that's not, the question is, if somebody is hammering it down, okay, he's not really changing the weight of the silver on the coin. He's just making it flatter, and he's erasing an image. Now, the image is basically, in terms of the government, to say, well, now I recognize it as the coin of this government. But short of silver value, the silver value has not changed when you just hammer it down. Only if you really plane it that you could be shading off slivers of the silver, and now you make it.
Right, but how are you going to prove that it's? You have to go through a whole process to an evaluator.
Yeah, I didn't say that, but yes, it's a longer evaluation process, but you really haven't changed the silver value of it.
Yeah, but yeah, so you're put to some trouble to use it. You might have to pay 5 shekels for a 5 shekel coin for the evaluation. Might have to pay more for the evaluation.
Yeah, but look, when you go to, I don't know if have you been to any of the silver stores here? To ever buy anything like a Kiddush cup or any of those things like that, or a jewelry thing? These people just put it on a scale and they charge you a weight by the scale weight.
Oh, right, that's right.
So the scale weight is important.
Well, actually, the footnote says exactly the opposite. If you look at footnote,
Thank you for disagreeing with me. It's okay. Read the footnote.
It says in the case of
utensils. Which number?
20.
Number 20.
It says in the case of utensils, if you hit a utensil with a hammer, you definitely have to pay.
Okay, that's a utensil. That's not a coin, because you're destroying it from
being a Kiddush cup. You said weigh it. So
yeah, but that's
this. If you hit the cup with a hammer, you're not going to change the weight, but you're definitely going to change the value, and you have to pay.
Yeah, but when you say a utensil, they're not meaning it like that. They're meaning like that you're paying for the value of it being a utensil, and therefore by doing something, you're ruining it as a utensil. This is not ruining anything as a utensil. It's hammering there with the weight.
If you hit a utensil with a hammer, you have to pay, according to footnote 20.
Oh, it's just what I said down the bottom.
But the point that's made by 20 is that the damage that you're that you're doing to the coin when you hammer it and you ruin the picture on the coin is a causative damage. You're causing damage to the owner because the owner is now going to have to go through the trouble, like Roy was saying, to certify the coin or to put back the image or whatever he's going to have to do. So there is a loss, but it's causative. It's not direct.
Mhm.
Okay, so they say that I have a note over here from the Evan Ezel. He's Rabbi Zalman Meltzer. He was the father-in-law of Rabbi Aaron Kotler. So he wrote a parish on the Rambam, Mishnah Torah, and he says in Hilchas Chobol Mazik, he says, interesting, he says in the time of Chazal, the coin was made from precious metal, and it had an intrinsic value. The silver, and Amnam Erko Nikva Al Yedei Shenechtam B'Chosam Hamalchus, but nevertheless its value was fixed, or according to the fact that it was minted with a certain surah of a figure of the Malchus of the kingdom. And so, like Roy says, it was only able to trade with it if it had this surah of the Malchus intact. Mochek surato. So according to that, it should come out that somebody who pounds on the coin with a hammer and defaces the surah of the Malchus is a mazik. Shein shevia matbea ke'es elika ke'erko atzmi, because now its value is only is not as a coin that could be traded with, but its value is only as a piece of metal. Its intrinsic value. Exactly as you said, a person will need to spend money in order.
Lou, we have to, I don't know what to, this is really not that good, is it?
No, the rabbi's got to do something about his setup over there.
Yeah, do you have any suggestions to save change the,
Yeah, I told him he should connect his
Significant
computer
damage.
to the cable.
sorry, you went off again.
Okay. So he says that you can't deny the fact that it's damaged. The person would need to restore the surah of the Malchus, and it is damaged. However, he says that it's the Gemora seems to be not regarding it as significant damage. She'enat surah nakshebes lechelik me'etzmatev amatbeya. Some type of a explanation to the effect of the like we said, the matbeya, the coin, it has an intrinsic value. It has an intrinsic value because it's made out of something which is valuable. And so like that, the fact that it has its surah, doesn't have its surah, is not the ikr, it's not the main feature of the matbeya. It's not the main feature of its value. The main value of such a coin like that is, of course, the silver that's inside it. But surak kovasas tivoy. ולכן אין נחשב מחיקוסוי אלא כמעשה גרומה. Oh, so that's like Lou was saying, that the and therefore the defacing of the surah of the malchus on the coin is regarded as a indirect damage. Shegorem hotzos chatifas satsura michadash. So that's the way we understand it over here. It's a bit of a stretch to say that that's what the Gemora is saying over here, but the Gemora sounds like he's saying he didn't do anything at all. It's almost a very exaggerated expression. Why is he putter? Dehalo ovid velo midi. He didn't do a single thing to this coin. But really, what we're saying is that that the damage is a grumma. The fact that he defaced the thing is going to cause, in order to be able to restore that, it's going to cost him time and effort to be able to do that. That's just a grumma. That's not a direct damage to the coin. The actual value of the coin is based upon its intrinsic value as something that contains silver in it. Okay, fine.
It's an interesting, very side question, which is nothing to do with what we're doing, but a side question could be, if I had some metal, and could I have a stamp of the face of the king on it? Can I do that? Can I get it done and then have it as as a coin? Make my own money.
That's known as counterfeiting. Where would you like me to visit you, Roy?
That's illegal.
But in those days, it doesn't seem to be.
Sure it
I'll
was.
send flowers to the prison.
In those days, they'd probably cut off your head.
Or at least your hand.
That'd be grammar.
Oh yeah, tell that to the king. And remember, I was going to say, people say, oh, it's only indirect damage, right? We mentioned yesterday, the rule of the Gemora is grama ben nizak and potter, he's exempt, and it's actually very exacting in the language of the Gemora. The Gemora says he's potter. What is that? What is the Gemora really? The truth is the Gemora is alluding to the pshat that we are saying. It's only potter. In regards to the Bezdin Shamala, this is regarded as damage that he needs to compensate the person for in this world. And if he didn't do so, he's going to be taken to task on the fact that he didn't do so in this world, in the next world.
Mm.
So let's say Sidei Shamayim, in order to fulfill the dictates of the law of heaven, he better pay the guy back. Okay. Okay. Oh, so now we got another Rashi over here. A cornisa, the cornisa. He did this with a cornisa.
Where's that?
Yeah, but the cornice is just another foreign word. Martial, whatever a martial is.
Martial, balad. So martial. Do you have loze Rashi on the side of your Gemora?
I don't think so.
No. So I have loze Rashi.
I see the lower Rashi on the side.
Yeah, so they translate martil pirush cornice patish kabeh, a heavy hammer. Yeah, like a sledgehammer. Maybe.
I didn't hear that. Rabbi, could you repeat that?
The Loze Rashi translate this word martil that Rashi's word, he says it's a patish kaved. It's a heavy hammer, like a sledgehammer, I guess. Something that would be able to do that to a coin.
So it's a sledgehammer.
To pound, like a hammer that would be able to pound down this coin so that you it's the silver is just it's not removed, not really removed, but it's pounded down so that the face is defaced. Okay, so that's Rashi. That's that Rashi. Now we have another Rashi. Vatarshe.
The tarshe. Let's see, what does it say? Tarshe is smoothing it. Okay. Asan, Kevin, making it like a stone, chelka, like a smooth stone. Lashon, tarshi.
Okay, so he's smoothing. So I think it means to say he's not removing any significant amount of the coin, but he's just smoothing it, meaning not to remove it, but by pounding it down with this heavy hammer. So he's defacing the coin, but the amount of silver is still there. So that's what we mean when we say he didn't cause him any. That's the case that we would say he's potter. That's what the Gemora is saying over here. This din that we say that if he does this to his friend's coin, hani mili, and he's potter, that'll depend what type of a hammer he used. If he just used a hammer and pounded it down, and so all the silver is basically still there, there's no loss of the silver. Aval shaifa b'shuf shupina. If he was shaifa b'shupina, let's see what Rashi says about this. B'shupina.
Mishupina, that's with a file. Mishupina. Lima.
Nifatim.
What?
Nifatim.
What do you see with Fatim?
It's the last word of the Rashi.
Nifachim, but that's, we're looking at the word lima first, which is balaz. That's the foreign language, is a lima, and shel nefachim. Now, a nefachim is like a bellows, is what nefachim is, to make the blow on. Now here it is the Loaz Rashi says erush shofim, which is also rubbing. Sira. Yeah, I don't know the rest of it. I don't know. Morag, Koros.
I thought a nafach is a black what do you call it, a blacksmith? No.
Yeah, that's it's called a blacksmith because he blows on the with the anvil to make the heat.
So
he blows with the bellows on it to do it. Like a nepach is also the expansion by air is when you do something with that. So
lima, moreg, haruch, betsira. Okay, these are a little bit. Basically, the point is over here that the Gemora says if he uses that type of a kli, what he's doing is he is actually being mishafshef, that he's rubbing down and removing the silver that's on the coin like that in order to get the, I guess in order to get in order to get the tsuros, amalthus off the coin, he's removing that part of the coin. He's not just pounding it down into the coin to deface it, but he's removing it with this type of a shupina, and therefore the Gemara says chasure kasre. He is therefore. Is there Rashi on that?
Yes.
Oh, let's take a look at Rashi.
Chasuri is like you're missing things. It makes it less. It lessens it. Umamashu is low garma, and the reason in the time, and the reason is not that it's a grama. The Rabba Bakule Mishum Grama Benezikin, some of it's a grama in Ezekiel who patar.
So the footnote 21 says that this word beshufina is a file.
Okay.
So in other words, there's two ways to remove the image. One is to pound it with a hammer, which doesn't remove any of it, it just changes the shape. The other is to file it with a file, in which case you are actually removing little tiny pieces of metal.
Yeah.
And it's less silver, so it should be worth less money.
Right.
Well, in both
So-
cases, it's worth less money, but the point is
Well-
that removing the silver is a direct cause, and defacing it is an indirect cause.
Right. Here he's actually removing. He's removing silver with his filing, with this shupina, and that's what Rashi means. Mamashu, the lessening amount of silver is a significant act of damage that he has done, and he's done that directly. That's a direct damage. And then Rashi goes on to explain that what Rabbah is talking about when he said that shaf matbea shel chaver was potter, he was talking about a case with the other type of a coin, because it's not regarded as a proper coin anymore. But that damage is regarded as a grama. That's why he'll be putter on a grama.
If you're worried about the value, what when it's been filed, what if I give you back the filed coin plus the filings? So you have it all, but not in that same form. You've got the
Right.
You still got the value.
Right? Yeah, that's a good question. I would say that in other words, he's returning the part of the coin that he stole, that he damaged. He's removing. He's returning the part of the coin that he took away from it. So like that, the person has the same amount of silver that he had before. It's just not on the coin.
Try using it.
Well, that's the same problem as the coin. That's the same problem as when the coin is hit with a hammer. We said when he hits it with a hammer, that's the case that Rab is talking about, that the person is putter. It's only indirect damage. So we acknowledge the fact that he can't use it as a coin right now. But we're saying that that since the main thing that makes this coin valuable is the silver that's in it, not the fact that the Melech says you can trade with this coin. The main value of this coin is the fact that it contains a certain amount of silver. And so in that sense, he hasn't caused him any damage. And this that he's made, this that has inconvenienced him to be able to have to repair the coin in order to be able to use it for trading again, that's regarded as a grumma.
Hmm.
That's regarded as indirect damage, which he's not.
Yeah, but it's no longer part of the coin, actually. So regardless of the fact that you've got it back, it's the coin itself is diminished. Yet you've got the full value of the metal if you were to weigh it.
He's returning the full amount of silver that was contained in the coin. So the person's not missing any actual value in the coin. So it should be the same din as the one who's putter. Shouldn't be any worse than that case.
So what if I gave you back the
in that case?
what?
He's not allowed to do it.
The damage
The
is
fact that he's
correct.
putter doesn't mean that he's allowed to do it. It just means that the person won't be able to take him to Besdin and get any money out of him because with his action he didn't cause him any loss of money.
Hmm. So what I was going to say, what if I shaved it off and then I gave you back that coin that I shaved, plus some silver that I have with me. It wasn't part of the original coin, but it makes up for its value.
Why would he need to give more
No,
he shaved off?
No, he can't give us what he shaved off. It's blown away in the wind. But so he gives a slither of metal from some other place that's equivalent.
As long as as long as he's given him back the same amount of silver that.
I don't think I should ask questions. You seem to freeze every time I ask a question.
Yeah, Roy, it's all your fault.
I know.
Explaining. We're explaining that the reason for that is because the main value that this coin represents is according to the silver that it contains. That's its main value.
Right.
And so that main value there's nothing that's happened to it.
It can't be comparable to say, I've got a $100,000 car, but the screw is loose and I can't use the car. The main value of the car is all the stuff that's there, but this screw is only about tuppence.
Well, if
you're not going to get anywhere with a car. Well, like they had with that moonshot, they cancelled it because there was a leak. But anyway, so yeah.
See, it's a bit more complicated than your example because it's in your case it's direct damage. It may be insignificant, amount of damage, but it's direct damage. If somebody removed the screw from the car, even though the car is basically worth the same amount, but it was direct damage that was done. Here we're pointing out that it wasn't. It's not regarded as. We're explaining why it is that it's not called direct damage. That's the point.
Uh-huh.
In order to explain why it's not called direct damage, we have to explain that the main value of the coin is the silver that's in it.
Right. Right.
Since nothing was done to the main value of the coin, we're saying that the ability of the coin to be used and traded with is not its main value. And so the damage that was done to that it's two things. It's really that it's not its main value, and it wasn't
Mm.
there's something indirect about the damage that was done to this secondary value of the coin.
Mhm. So you all right. So you said you got the value of the coin is there, but it's slightly different physically, which has made it difficult to use as a coin straight out.
Yeah, we're not denying the fact that you cannot use the coin. That's agreed upon.
So, I see. So that that which was done to the coin is a physical thing, but the usage of it is not a physical thing. In that it's a different aspect of the coin. It's a I don't know what you call it, but it's nothing to do with its value. It's just to do with its ability. What of its ability?
Okay, yeah, very good. I think that's definitely an important distinction in explaining why this is a grumma.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
so what do we have? We have 1 minute. We have any more Rashis? We did Chasure Chasre. Oh, and now we just have another kasha from Moore's going to ask a kasha. Masif Rava. Okay. All right. So maybe we'll save this kasha of Rava for tomorrow.
Mm.
And so we'll conclude.
Mm.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Everybody.
Yeah, take care, be well.
Thank you. Rabbi, is it
Yeah.
possible for you to, I think Lou mentioned about doing a cable connection. You can just get a cable. Is that you get it from a shop or something? Is that right? Lou?
Yeah, you have to go to a computer store and tell them you want a cable to connect your router to your computer.
'Cause,
And
yeah,
then you'll have to sit, close to your computer, close to your router, because the cable has to reach.
It's an Ethernet instead of a Wi-Fi.
hmm.
The Wi-Fi is more convenient, but it's not working.
Yeah, these interruptions are slightly annoying, if not more than slightly.
They're very annoying. They're very disruptive. It's very hard to maintain continuity.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, take care.
All the best.
The other
Okay,
thing
we'll try to
about-
look into it.
The
Yeah,
other possibility is to call your ISP and discuss it with them. Maybe they'll recommend a different plan that has a faster internet. That could also be a problem.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
I had a problem like that and I called my ISP and that's what they recommended and I switched. It's more expensive, so I don't know if you want to do it or not, but it paid off for me.
Uh-huh.
The cable business wouldn't be that expensive, would it? Cables aren't expensive, are they?
No,
No.
cable is a one-time cost. ISP change is a monthly increase.
Yeah.
So it's a different thing. Well, cables are not expensive. They maybe I don't know, 20 shekels, something like that. I'm not sure exactly. It depends on how long the cable is. You can get very long cable. I have a 30-meter cable and I run it from the other room. I build a hole in the wall and run it into this room.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
But you probably don't want to go through all that.
Yeah, I don't want to make too many holes. Okay,
If you sit in the same room and you just plug it in, it should make a difference.
sit in the same room?
The computer is in the same room with the router. And then you just plug
Oh,
the cable from the router into the computer. You don't have to drill any holes.
yeah. Okay. We'll see what we can do.
Have you
A
got a
router or increasing the speed of the internet.
Mm. Have you
Right.
got a friend or relative who knows something more about these things?
Yeah, maybe so. I'll see.
Mm.
All right. Have a good
Yeah.
day.